Tonight, a survivor's story. In some ways, more surprising than walking away from a crashed plane.
The federal government says drugs killed 111,000 people in the U.S. last year. In the 5-year period ending 2021, fentanyl deaths soared 279%. Tonight, the lessons only someone who survived it can teach us.
During addiction, your mind seems to be the first thing to go.
Addiction creating dependence.
I went back to using powdered fentanyl in intravenous use and ended up getting arrested again in Lee County and doing another 2 months in jail.
But you don't often hear this.
I now have 2 full-time jobs that both pay well. I have direction now. I have purpose.
Tim Casto has a right to be proud. Sitting with us on a rainy afternoon at St. Matthew's house, which he says helped save him. In front of a wall full of names of people who didn't survive their addiction, he's optimistic.
You know, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
In the depths of despair, he says, a voice saved him, his sisters.
She said that she didn't want to lose me to my addiction, and she wanted me to be there for her wedding.
Sober now, about a year after that, he says, he'll be there. A story that would make any sister proud, if only every sister had that same chance.
But my brother didn't come home.
Riley Kempton's brother didn't survive his addiction. We first told you Josh Leisman's story in February.
He always thought he let us down. I just want him to know he didn't.
Like Tim, Josh fought addiction for years, half his life. But fentanyl killed him on what may be the first time he ever used it. Now, rather than seeing her brother again, Riley wants you to see his struggle.
Love you guys.
And maybe save your family some heartache.
He wanted to be better so bad.
Dan Lampinen taught us about what a force addiction is.
It's like a warm embrace.
If you're wondering about the power of addiction,
Any anxiety or whatever stress, whatever you're holding on to, it just kind of melts away.
I've seen it change the patient experience a lot.
Mike Palumbo, the director of operations at White Sands, a residential treatment center in Fort Myers, says these days fentanyl is a huge problem.
Their withdrawal symptoms are a lot more amplified. So these uncomfortable feelings and these withdrawal symptoms that are sometimes unmanageable are giving them a lot of problems.
The lesson here?
Someone stuck in addiction is not going to accept help or search out help until they're genuinely ready to quit using drugs.
Josh Leisman also wanted to help.
Long-term goal was to always help people with the same affliction as him.
So now she does, through Drug-Free Lee County, spreading awareness about the enormity of the problem and one of the few things you can do to try and get through to a loved one.
You know how proud I am of him, and I don't think he ever thought that I was proud of him.
The fight is so tough, her entire family's love couldn't save her brother. But a few miles away, at St. Matthew's house, where they have a year-long faith-based residential program to break addiction, in front of that wall of fighters who aren't still here, there's another brother who sees his future now because his sister's words cut through addiction's steel grip.
I definitely want to go somewhere. I couldn't say I know exactly where I'm going at this point in time. I'm still figuring that out. But I can tell you I'm going somewhere.
And that decision to get sober is something that only someone addicted can make. But if you or someone you know needs help, we've put a bunch of facts and resources for you on winknews.com so that when you have the time, you can get the help you need.